We had this caller come through on Tuesday, Tara. We do have Tara from Happy Valley on the line with her special skill.
We've had a little glimpse from our producers of what your special skill is. Can you explain it to the audience?
I imitate a kookaburra.
We need to hear the kookaburra impression.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Wow. It was really good to the point where I thought she was just squeezing a kookaburra.
I thought she had a pet kookaburra, yeah.
Make it talk, pulling a string on it. But yeah, so obviously there's people out there. There are some of the Fresh fan that do have this special skill in sounding like an animal, and we want people to tap into that so they can win this awesome prize.
Yeah, just give us a buzz, 1300 737374. Can you do an impression of any animal? It could be any animal of your choosing. And we did bring in our content director, Sophie, who's just strolled in. You told us you do a really good impression of something.
Yeah, a really good galah.
Okay,
This is your big break.
Okay, I'm a little sick, so it might sound a little off, but still pretty good.
Fire away.
Here we go. Kaka, kaka.
Oh, ears.
Good?
Nah,
Not bad, though.
Yeah, I would
Look,
say bad.
I'd say not bad.
Look, if we're comparing it to Kookaburra Lady, it's not great.
Yeah, you could have let me go first and then play her, but
Yeah,
thanks.
she really outshines everyone.
Tell
do you
her-
have,
Do I have one?
yeah, do you have an impersonation?
I do a really good impersonation of a horse.
Go on.
Ooh.
Magic.
Watching him do that, close his eyes, take the big
Yeah,
deep
It's all in the
breath
lips.
You don't want the visuals.
What about you, mate?
I'm trying to find my voice with the animals still.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm looking through a list. I'll choose a frog.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to find my voice. I haven't found it yet.
Fresh fan, we want to get a bit silly this morning. Join us if you can do an animal impression. Maybe you could be a kid, you could be an adult who's been practicing for all your life, like me and the horse. We're
And you just want your big break on radio just to show it off.
going to kick things off with Tim in Gola. Tim, good morning to you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good guys. Yourselves?
Very good. Now, Tim, what is your animal?
I'm a seagull.
Ah,
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, in your own time, give us your impression of a seagull.
Righto, here we go.
wow. It's actually it's not bad at
bloody
all.
good.
Yeah. Do you ever go to the beach, Tim, and give it a rinse down there? Try and scare a few people that their chips are going to get eaten.
Certainly do. We normally go down like Semaphore or something like that, have a bit of a lunch date down there on the weekends and give a bit of a wild show.
Good on you, Tim. Thanks for getting involved, mate. We got Jess in Holden Hill. Jess, what animal do you do a good impression of?
Yeah, I can do a pretty good impression of a cat, or more like probably a kitten, 'cause
Right.
it's a bit of a smaller meow.
Okay,
Let's
Yeah.
hear it.
I'd love to hear this.
All right.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Have you just got a cat by the phone, Jess? Because it did sound like you placed your phone down there.
No.
That's my suspicion, that everyone puts their phone down and gives whatever animals near them a little squeeze. Do the thing.
Hey, we got Sean in Oaklands Park.
Sean, tell us, what is the animal?
Yeah, I've got a seagull as well, mate.
Oh, okay.
As well.
Well, this is interesting. So we got two seagulls rivaling against each other. Can we hear it, Sean?
Yeah, mate, you ready?
It's an intense one. You know what, Sean? Can we put this to the test? Can we see how your seagull would fend against a
Tim's.
couple of other... Oh, Tim's.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put them together.
Hey,
All right.
Tim, Sean, can you guys go against each other in a seagull off?
There's a chip in the middle of you
Yeah,
guys.
will do.
You're in full combat for the chip. On 3, 2, 1, you argue for that chip.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
It's
geez.
a bloodbath.
Should have put a trigger warning on for beachgoers just
Yeah,
there.
guys, stop. Cut it out.
Good on you guys. Hey, let's wrap things up. Peter in Royal Park, what animal do you do an impression of?
A lion or a tiger. I don't know which one it is, but, one of them.
All right, you're finding your feet in the animal kingdom.
I like it. All right, Peter, in your own time, mate.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's subtle, but really realistic.
Can we get one more?
Oh, you're asking for a bit too much, but yeah, you can. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Wow. That's gnarly.
I think we found our winner.
Give it to Peter.
Peter, you got a family pass to the Adelaide Zoo coming your way, mate.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Peter.
Cheers. Jeez, some fierce competition, though, there. That was tight, wasn't it?
Hey, I want to see the Seagulls go back at it again. see who can win this battle.
Something awful happened to me the other day.
Yep.
So as you know, it is payday here at Fresh on Tuesday night. So, Wednesday mornings we usually treat ourselves to a bit of a brekkie out,
Yeah.
Sometimes it extends into a bit of a lunch, depends if we can get out of the office or not.
I feel like that's it, when you get that paycheck, you're like, well, I'll celebrate.
Yeah.
And then that celebration happens the next week and the week after.
Yeah,
and then you start celebrating on odd days of the week, like Thursdays and Fridays.
It's a never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
But what happened, we got paid, we went out and we were like, it was probably about 11:30. We got held up here at the office, so we're like, we'll just go out for a bit of an early lunch. We were pretty hungry. And we get to this cafe and we order a couple of pastas, and you ordered just ahead of me, so you've gone.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting and I'm about to go in, and some guy from the right-hand side of me swoops in and just starts ordering.
Yeah. See, the issue with that is you can't push in front of someone if you're you have to be. He's to the right.
Yeah.
Whether he's in front of you, if you're 4 meters or whatever or either the left or the right, you're out of the vicinity where you can claim the push in is acceptable.
So what he's done is he's just been looking at the cakes off to the right, and then he swooped in, and then the guy behind the counter was like, sorry, mate, he was first, talking to me. And he's like, no, I've been waiting here for ages.
Right.
So he's one of these
He gets
blokes.
into one of those.
One of these blokes.
I don't
He
think
had the puffer vest on, a plaid shirt. So, you can picture what this bloke was like.
Can you imagine this guy's listening right now and he's like, I really didn't mean that.
Oh,
my
crud.
wife was in labour. I had to get that pastrami sandwich ASAP.
And he's just turned around to the bloke behind the counter and said, oh, well, I've been waiting here for ages.
See, the person behind the counter
I didn't even
doesn't want
see
to...
this guy.
The person
He's come
beh-
out of nowhere.
The guy behind the counter doesn't want to have to deal with this either. They're thinking, geez, mate,
Yeah.
it's 11:30.
So-
I've been here for a few hours. Can we just organise this a bit smoother?
Yeah, absolutely. And now the guy behind the counter is looking at me like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, mate, it's fine. Just serve this dude. He's obviously in a big rush. Orders his food. And then he goes, oh, so would that be takeaway? He says, nah, dine in, mate. Are
Dine
you
in.
kidding me? Are you kidding?
Now you got to look at that guy in the eye while he's eating his pasta.
Now our pastors came out staggered.
Yeah.
All because someone can wait 2 minutes.
Tom, the cost of living is bad enough. Parting with your money these days is always a bit of a gripe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't want it to get worse when you do something that's a bit of fun, something that you enjoy, like going to a cafe for breakfast like we did the other day.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was National Eggs Benny Day the other day.
Yes.
So we went on down to one of the local cafes here, which we know does a fantastic hollandaise sauce.
Yep. And we do put our trust into them, into the food. But in terms of finances, I don't know now. Because I went up there and as I go to pay for everything, I realise I've been incorrectly charged for 2 eggs bennies.
Oh, no.
Plus a drink. So it equated to,
You got the drink, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the drink. Yeah. But it was just...
I'm going to leave that out, then.
It was double the amount.
Yeah.
And, it was just a bit of a gripe, right? But it's not even the worst one I experienced. A few days ago, I went to a Mexican restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. Go to pay for me and the person I was with. It was about $100. Dude's tapped in $10,000.
Whoa.
And I looked down and I was like, what are you doing, man?
Well, we all know it would have declined anyway. You would have been fine.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not too worried. I'm not like, oh, geez, $10,000 is going to be stripped from me immediately.
Anything upwards of $150, you'll probably be declined.
Yeah. The bank would just look at it and be laughing at me. He's like, what do you think? This is a baller?
Who does this guy think he is?
$10,000 on tacos?
We know how much he makes.
But so it didn't go through, obviously, and it was fine, but it was still a little bit of a shock. And the guy really tried to palm it off as a joke.
Yeah.
Turned around and was like, oh, sorry, mate, my bad. And went back and did it. But it did get us thinking, Tom, has this process ever come to fruition? Has it ever gone through and you've properly been charged, an incorrect amount?
Or, maybe you were the person that did the incorrect charging. I remember when my sister first started working her first job at Coles, it was like her very first shift. She accidentally, instead of giving a $10 note to someone, gave them $100. And luckily, they came back and handed it back.
I mean, that's nice of them. I feel like you're in your moral kind of dilemma when you walk away and you realise you got the wrong change. Do I want to keep the money and have this 16-year-old fired? Or do I give it back? Maybe she'll reward me with a pack of Skittles from the counter.
Yeah, well, we do. I incorrectly charged someone back at the pub once when I worked there. Did $100 as well instead of 10.
Yeah.
Just I was getting a little, ahead of myself in the game and put an extra 0 on.
Yeah.
And it was all good. They got some credit to the pub.
Fast
They were-
fingers, Tom, on the job. He's a bit too confident at work, thinks he can type it like a typewriter.
They were more than happy to put it down as a tab.
Yeah.
$90 remaining.
It always happens, though. It's when you start these jobs. I worked at a bottle shop and did it for like 500 as opposed to 50 once. Yeah. Not good. Had to chase them down the shopping centre, try and find them. Like it was a witch hunt to see if they'd come back and do a refund.
So they didn't get the refund?
Nah, I ran out to the car park, could not find them. It was very scattered.
Were you ever incorrectly charged? And how much were you charged? Or were you like me or Callum and you're on the other end and you accidentally overcharged someone?
Or even maybe it wasn't an overcharge. Maybe you charged too little, something like that.
Yeah,
You know?
could be. Plenty of people getting involved, letting us know when they were incorrectly charged. On the text line, we've got someone texting through saying, morning, I got overcharged $1,000 once at a wine bar. Went to pick up our tab and they charged the wrong table.
Jeez, not good.
That is annoying.
Got this one. I got undercharged for KFC the other day. Ordered an ungodly amount. Should have been over $41 and they charged me $14. Hashtag win.
Yeah, that's great. That's great news.
Good one with KFC as well. A bit of cheap chicken.
Yeah, there's nothing better. We're going to head over to Glenelg now. We got Bridget on the line. Bridget, good morning. When were you incorrectly charged?
Well, I woke up after a bit of a night out, and I was like, "What is this charge on my bank card?"
Yep.
And called the bar because I had a mate there. I was like, "Yo, what is this?" And he's like, "Bridget, you forgot that you thought you were a baller and you ordered everybody at the bar a cheese platter."
Wow.
So that is a legit charge.
Yeah. The cheese platters go a long way as
They
well,
even
don't
got
they?
to like $60.
They're crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Cheese platters are overrated, I reckon.
Whoa. Settle down.
No, like they taste good, but they're just really expensive for what you get sometimes.
Well, Bridget, you heard it here first. Never buy Callum a cheese platter, all right?
Nah, I'd still go for one, Bridget, if you're offering.
Good on ya.
Apparently,
We got Anon in North Haven. Tell us, what was the incorrect charge?
Anonymous caller, hello.
Oh, hi. So I didn't want to name where I work,
That's
but
okay.
at place of work we do cross lotto and scratch tickets and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
so
sure.
two of our younger staff were there, sold this young lady all these tickets, cross lotto, scratch tickets.
Yep.
She's like, "Oh, can I have the FTOS machine to insert my card?"
Yeah.
So the girls are like, "Yeah, no worries, here it is," hands it over, and she changed the amount to like 90 cents.
Really?
Oh, that's
What-
And
dodgy.
then it got and it got it. I know not clever, because it was not the right thing to do, but so she gave it back and it was like, "Yep, approved, no worries," and we sort of didn't really realise until we took the receipt and stapled. It was like, "Hang on a second, that wasn't 90 cents."
Wow, that's shifty as. So do you go through the cameras or anything?
I
Like, do you
know.
have to seek her down?
Yeah, did you try and track her?
Yeah, we did. I think they chased her out into the car park, like she's trying to drive off and we're banging on the window, but we just ended up cancelling all the tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, so she didn't end up paying the full amount. She sped off.
Yes, yeah, and just no shame at all. We were like, "Hang on a sec, you haven't paid, you've changed the amount," and she just ignored it.
It's not even, but it's not even sneaky. It's not even like a mastermind
No.
trying to rob you guys who was just, she changed the amount.
Yeah, they ran off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, no shame, but joke's on her, because if they were winning tickets, she wouldn't get the money because we cancelled them. So.
Oh, good.
That is, dodgy as. Thank you for calling. Thank you for getting involved. Keep letting us know on the text line, 0428 927 927, where you ever incorrectly charged somebody's just texted in saying they got charged $350 for a Kit Kat at
Wow.
a Shell Servo 10 to 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
you're not sharing that one.
No.
You're not doing the split.
It's the most expensive Kit Kat on the planet. It's time for the Weird Weekly Wrap.
Yes, of course, Tom. These are the things that, they're important enough to talk about, but, not in a full capacity. It's just a weird weekly wrap-up that we just want to delve into.
Yeah, some of the
as
things we've seen.
we finish up the last few days of the week. The first one, Tom, we all went to the movies recently.
Yep.
And it's one of those cinemas that does a lot of food. And
Yep.
there's one thing on the menu I thought, geez, I could get that, but I'm not going to ruin everyone's movie experience.
What was
Someone in the cinema got it, and I think you could tell, I could tell. It was a seafood basket. Who gets a seafood basket
I was
when we're
close to
trying
it.
to watch the Amy Winehouse biopic? It really unsettled me. It's just not what you want when you're watching that movie.
How far away was the seafood basket to? Because we're on complete opposite ends.
Well,
There's
you
about
couldn't
7
smell
of
it.
us there. I could smell
Oh,
it.
I could definitely smell the prawns.
Callum, of course, petrol has just come down a little bit lately, so I went out and filled up, and I saw something that was crazy. It's really it's traumatized me a little bit, if anything.
Yeah.
It was this couple who went to fill up petrol together, and when I say fill up petrol together, I mean together. The bloke was standing behind, holding the girl and holding the petrol pump, filling up the car.
Really? So
they became
arms-
one. It was like they
arms-
thought they would transform her.
What, arms wrapped around
Arms
the bloke
wrapped around-
as he's filling the petrol?
Yeah.
Bit of PDA,
It-
petrol display of affection.
Imagine a tennis instructor, but it's at the petrol pumps.
Yeah. It's a little too close to home.
Yeah, it wasn't okay.
Tom, you're probably wondering what the gash on my head is.
You have not told anyone. Everyone that asks you say, don't worry, it's not
Yeah,
a big deal.
'cause it's
but
just
you've got this
a-
massive cut on your forehead. It even started bleeding this morning.
Yeah, it did. It was a horror show. So, everyone around the office is saying, hey, how did that happen? I just can't be bothered explaining.
You say it's a long story, but obviously it's not that long if you
If
bring
I'm
it
doing
up
it
on
now.
a weird weekly wrap.
It's so stupid, though. Was with one of our mates,
Yeah.
and he's just one of those dudes that loves to talk with his hands, and he
okay.
gets very extravagant, and he was waving his arms around talking about this movie he really likes. Just cut me on the head. Waving his long-ass fingernails around.
His fingernails-
talking about his movie.
It
and
wasn't a
it's-
ring or anything. It was...
Nah, it was literally his fingernails slashed me on the head, and I was like, "Are you all right, mate?"
Who is he,
And then
Nosferatu?
then he grabbed one of my tea towels, says sorry about that, starts patting my head. I'm like, get out of my house.
That's another week, another weird weekly wrap up. If you've seen anything weird on the streets of Adelaide, text them into us 0428 927 927. We'd love to hear all about it.
Got an unpopular opinion? Put a cork in it on Fresh 92.7.
Yes, put a cork in it. The game where having an unpopular opinion will get you far. We want to give you away a trail hopper bus tour wine experience, and all you have to do is tell us your unpopular opinion, and you'll go in the draw for it to win it tomorrow.
That's it. It's all thanks to Trailhopper Wine Tours. You can book yours at trailhopper.com.au. This Trailhopper is just going bananas at the moment. So many people are booking it. I'm seeing it pop up everywhere
Yeah.
at the moment. So this is a prize that is going to be very handy for you because it sorts you out a driver. It's a hop-on, hop-off tour service, departs from the CBD, and you can go up to the Barossa, McLaren Vale, or the Adelaide Hills.
I mean, how much does it suck when you want to do one of these things and you have to go in your group chat, message your mates and say, all right, who's going to be the driver? Who's
Yeah.
going to take the bus? Who's hiring the bus? all
Otherwise,
that
you're
stuff.
forking out so much more money
Exactly.
for a driver. I mean, this is just all set up for you. It's all done, all ready to go. You can go on the draw right now. We'll be awarding it tomorrow morning. Let's find out what our unpopular opinions are for today.
All right, we're going to have first one. Nicole from Meadows. Tell us, what is your unpopular opinion?
Oh, well, I really think chocolate is overrated and
Right.
potato chips are paramount.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So not a fan of the chocolate. What about a nice, like a gourmet-ish chocolate? Like not just your standard Cadbury, like one of the better brands.
Like a Lindt or
Sure.
a...
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Well, I can probably eat one, but after that it just makes me feel a bit sick.
Nicole, how do you go at Easter time?
Oh, well, I still have Easter eggs from last year.
If that rabbit ever shows his face in my house, he's kicked out. He's on the porch.
Jeez, well, Nicole, I think that's a pretty unpopular opinion. A lot of people love chocolate, but let's find out if Caitlin in Dover Gardens has an even more unpopular opinion. Caitlin, good morning to you. What's your unpopular opinion?
Morning, guys. Mine is that I secretly love Nickelback. I
Ooh.
heard their songs in the car.
Jeez.
Nickelback.
Go in there.
Okay, a bit of
So that's
this.
my secret game.
Look at this photograph.
So you're rocking out to that in the car?
Yes, yep, such a banger. Yeah, I love
Caitlin.
all their songs, but I just don't tell anyone.
It's always a secret shame with the Nickelback, isn't it? We've got a mate that
It is,
religiously
yeah.
plays it. He's got no shame, and we do outright judge him.
I mean, the funny thing about Nickelback is everyone hates on Nickelback, but realistically, they've sold like 50 million albums. They're like one of the most successful Canadian rock bands.
But you're a
coming
Nickelback
out.
fan.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan,
That's what
but
it sounds like.
But I think
You're a
everyone.
fan. You're definitely a fan.
I think if a Nickelback song comes on, everybody knows it.
Tom
right?
is coming out of the Nickelback closet right now.
I've got you out in the
Oh,
closet
look,
now.
Caitlin, I'll tell you to put a cork in it.
Caleb, put a cork in it. You're going into the draw to win an amazing Trail Hopper Wine Tour experience.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kaylin, have you done wine tours before?
I have, yes. I'm a mum, so I need my wine. I love
Awesome.
it. It has to be awesome, yeah.
It's part of the diet.
It is.
For anyone that wants to spruce up how they announce their pregnancy, this one is for you. A dude over in America has been caught by surprise because his girlfriend has used her and his passion for Pokemon to announce that they're having a baby.
Right.
So pretty much, I guess, if you don't know, Pokemon, they do release still packs of cards. And
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, you can
Some
get
go for millions of dollars.
heaps of money. And, but you can just get them at your local, I don't know, game shop and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And they are randomized sometimes, so you can buy mystery packs for people as presents. They get their Pokemon cards, they can play with them, etc. However, there is a trend at the moment that you can buy specific cards that look like Pokemon cards, but on the picture, instead of having a Pokemon, it's an ultrasound. So
Oh, right.
you can slip that into your mystery pack, and that's exactly what she's done. Handed it to the boyfriend as a birthday present or whatever, and said, hey, have a sift through these. Hopefully there's a few collectible ones. Hopefully there's some rare cards in there as he goes through. That's not a Pikachu. That's a baby.
I choose you.
Yeah. So, of course, he finds out that she's pregnant through that, and it's become a little bit of a trend.
Yeah, that's a really fun and creative way, blending your love of Pokemon and putting the ultrasound. I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Imagine looking at that. Oh, that's an ugly Pokemon. I would have rather the Squirtle.
Be digging a hole before.
Yeah. Bad start.
We do want to open up the phone lines in a moment. We want to know, how did you reveal that you were pregnant? All the couples out there, all the happy couples, or maybe, you are pregnant, you are thinking of a few different ideas at the moment, how to reveal it to people.
Yep.
Let us know on the phones, 1300 737374. But I've got a few examples here.
Oh, yeah?
I love this one. So it's the couple standing next to each other, and you've got the hubby on one side, and he's holding 2 bags of ice.
Right.
And then she's standing next to that holding the baby. So it's ice,
Wow.
ice, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Creative, isn't it? I
That's
like
how
that.
Vanilla Ice was revealed to the fam. I heard of this really good one as well of, say, a wife coming with the husband to a restaurant.
Yeah.
And they go up to the table and she says, table for 3. And then obviously the husband will be like, well, there's only 2 of
Who's
us.
joining us?
Who's the third? I feel like that could go bad as well. You know? You haven't invited Uncle Jerry, have you?
Oh, God.
Oh, crap. We saw him last week. But yeah, so 3 people, obviously you ask, and then she'll turn around and say, no, I'm carrying a child. There's 3 of us now.
Yeah, that's great. Another one I see here is the husband and wife sitting next to each other at a restaurant. In front of the wife is 2 meals, and in front of the dad is 2 beers. They've got eating for 2 and drinking for 2.
Ah, good one.
Yeah. How did you reveal that you were pregnant, Adelaide? We want to hear all of these pregnancy reveals.
I mean, was it weird? Was it a little bit extra? Anything you got? Or, like we said before, if you're planning on doing it, maybe you want to be anonymous. Maybe you want to get our opinion, me and Tom's. We'll give you the tick of approval. Yes, that's a good one.
Let us know, even if it's just a traditional one.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear all of these pregnancy reveals.
We got this text in here, Tom, really funny. I revealed my baby when he was born. Managed to keep it a secret from my family the whole time until the birth. I live in another state, so it was very easy. They thought I was taking the piss. Can you imagine that, doing a FaceTime? And you're like, nah, she's not in a hospital. That's a green screen. I know for a fact that's not her baby.
That's FaceTime effects.
Yeah.
Got another text in here. Did a dance to my humps, Black Eyed Peas. Usually the song's about something else, but thought it made sense for the baby hump. Had to explain it afterwards.
Oh, it's not a great announcement if you have to explain what you meant.
I could just imagine how that went down.
Yeah. And this one here, I left my pregnancy test stick on the bench and my boyfriend thought it was a COVID test result. Silly goose. That's a blunder.
Oh, God, I have to call work.
Yeah. You think the biggest circumstance out of that is, I've got to cancel work. I'm going to call in sick.
I had
I'll wait.
plans this weekend.
Little do you know you have a baby on the way.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, another text here. My auntie and uncle revealed they were having a baby after we sung happy birthday to them. So it went from happy birthday to them singing happy baby to us in the tune of happy birthday. Everyone was so shocked, and it was such a special moment for the whole family.
I think how that turned out sounds like how the My Humps person wanted theirs to turn out.
Yeah.
Better reception when you start doing a song and dance. This on here. Good morning, boys. I can't come on. I'm walking into work, but was at a family event. We were about to take a big family picture, and instead of saying cheese, we went 3, 2, 1, and my partner and I yelled, "We're pregnant." The photo was so funny with the reactions. Hey, not a bad one as well. Catch them by surprise.
Yeah, that is fun. That's a fun way to do it. If you got everyone together, why not get there? Yeah, I'd love to see that photo.
Yeah. Just a lot of jaws to the floor, I guess.
It sounds like something that happens on a sitcom.
Yeah.